big warm welcome to everybody. It's really nice to have you guys here with us again on Wednesday afternoon. We are in our middle of our winter school. We are talking specifically about fractions and integers because these two concepts are super important for us going forward. So that's why we decided that we would do some lessons on those. On Monday, we got started and we were speaking about multiplying fractions. Today, we are going to talk about dividing fractions and mixed numbers. Okay, so let's get started. Is there anybody who has not done dividing fractions at school? If you could just let either Kat or myself know, is there anybody that hasn't done dividing fractions at school? Okay. All right. So I'm getting a few messages here. Okay, Tatelo, I see you've got a hand up.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi, Tatelo. How are you?
Good, and you? Ma'am,
I'm fine, thanks.
Ma'am, I just came right now, so I don't know if I'm supposed to answer or.
Oh, okay. No, it's all right. I was just asking whether you guys have done dividing fractions at school. And I was just getting people to pop it into the chat and tell me if they have or if they haven't. It just gives me an idea of who's done this and who hasn't. There's just a few people that are saying no, but it seems as though the majority of people have. Okay. Oh, and then we also need to, and Tatelo, have you done dividing fractions at school?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you've done it. All right, that's fine. Thank you very much. And then Tina, we just need to change. Tina's name is Olwa. Please, Kat.
All right, I've got Tina. Okay, it's Olwa.
Olwa.
O-L.
O-L-W-A.
All right, done.
Okay, lovely. Thank you so much. Okay, so even if you haven't done dividing fractions at school, it's not the end of the world. I'm still going to teach it to you slowly enough that hopefully you'll be okay and you'll understand what we're doing. It's not particularly difficult if you understand how to multiply fractions, all right? And that's what we were talking about the last time. So I tell you what, why don't I rather start there and then we can talk about what dividing fractions involves. Okay, so if I make up a fraction just quickly here and I say to you 2/9 times let's say 4. Okay. Let's see from who was here last week. You can put hands in the air. All right. Can you tell me how? Okay, Olwa, your hand is up first. Go for it. Can you tell me how to multiply this fraction? What are the steps? What do I need to do, Olwa?
So you have to say 2 times 15, which is 30. And then you say 9 times 4.
Yes, which is?
36.
It certainly is. And am I allowed to leave my answer like that?
No.
Okay, what can I do?
You simplify it.
Sure, and how are you going to simplify it, Olwa?
Maybe by 6.
Okay, all right, so you're going to say to yourself, I'm going to divide 30 by 6, and what's going to be left over?
5. 5
Lovely.
over 6.
That's it, and that we divided by 6, exactly. Okay, very, very nice. Well done, Olwa, that's perfect. So
Thank you.
Good job, really, really good job. So if you know how to do that, you can divide fractions as well. Okay, the other alternative here, of course, and I chose these numbers on purpose, is that we can simplify first if we want to because we are multiplying. All right, so if I wanted to, as an alternative to doing this, what I can do is take my 2/9 times 15/4, and I can simplify first. So in other words, I could, if I wanted to, go 2 goes into itself once and into 4 2 times. Then I could simplify the 9 and the 15 with one another. So I could say that 3 goes into 9 3 times, and it goes in here 5 times. And now, can you see, guys, I'm going to get exactly the same answer as Olwa. I'm going to say 1 times 5, numerator times numerator. Okay, and I'm going to end up with 5. And then at the bottom, I'm going to say denominator times denominator. So here I've got 3 times 2, and I would end up with 6. Okay, so the way that Olwa did it was perfect, or because you are multiplying, you can simplify first and you can do it the way that I did in orange and green. Okay, and if you know how to do that, then you can divide fractions, and it's really, really easy. Okay, so going back, now that we've recapped how to do that, let's talk about how we would approach something like this. So what we teach is that dividing fractions does not actually exist. What we always do is that we change our divide into a times, all right? And the idea is this. If I take the number 6, okay, and I decide to divide it in half. All right, how many halves or how many pieces will I have? Well, if I have 6 blocks, can you imagine? I'm going to draw 6 blocks here now. Okay, so there we go. There are 6 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I divide each block in half, that's literally like if you can imagine if this was chocolate. And I took it and I cut it in half and I cut it in half. And I cut it in half and I cut it in half again. And I cut it in half and I cut it in half again. How many have I got now? I don't have 6 anymore. I've now got 'How many have I got, Rolivua?
You've got 12.
I've got 12. All right, so what we say in maths is that when we divide, it's the same as keeping our first value as it is, okay? Because this is the number that's being operated on, okay? This one over here on the left-hand side, that is the one that is having something done to it. So 6 means 6 over 1. So we keep 6 as 6 over 1. Then what we do is we change this divide into a times, and then we flip the fraction that follows. Lots of F's there. So in other words, what we do is we take what was at the bottom and we put it at the top, and we take what was at the top and we put it at the bottom. And then we treat it like a normal multiplication sum, just like the one that Olwa and I did at the beginning of this lesson. All right, where we say numerator times numerator and denominator times denominator. So we will say 6 times 2 is 12, over 1 times 1 is 1, and the answer is 12. Okay, so that's why dividing or multiplying by the reciprocal gives us the same answer. Okay, and that's how we're going to treat all fractions. Okay, so there are a few ways that we learn how to remember this. Okay, so some people call it, I'm just going to move all of this out the way. Some people call it this. So if we have a look here, let me just move this down. Leave me, change me, turn me over. Okay, so you can see here, your half has been left as a half. Change me, so in other words, change the divide into a times, and then turn me over. Okay, so in other words, the fraction that follows the sign change, that one has to be flipped over. What's at the bottom now goes to the top, and what was at the top now goes to the bottom. Okay, and that will give us exactly the same answer. Now we're going to follow our rules for multiplying. 1 times 6 is 6. 2 times 1 is 2. And we all know that if we take 6 and we divide it by 2, we're going to end up with 3 as our answer. Okay. Another example, so if you don't want to use leave me, change me, turn me over, another one that we can use is called KFC, okay, K or KCF. All right, so keep, change, flip. All right, so keep your first fraction the same, change, divide to a times, and flip the fraction that follows. Can you see how 7 was at the bottom? Whoopsie, sorry, wrong pen. 7 was at the bottom, and now it's at the top. 2 was at the top, and now it's at the bottom. Then we follow our normal rules as for multiplication. Okay, so in the case of this fraction over here, we would say 3 times 7 is 21 over 5 times 2 is 10. Okay, so now that I've explained that, I want you to tell me how you feel. Thumbs up or thumbs down. You can pop something into the chat.
Lee? I think the third option that is very popular is the tip and times one.
Tip and times, yes, absolutely. We call it tip and times as well, absolutely. Maybe they've heard that. Have you heard that too? Grade 7s, have you heard of tip and times? Okay, so that's, yeah, another option. All right, tip and times is another one. Okay, so again, what we would do is we would keep, let's say if I decided I wanted to divide 2 over 7 with, I don't know, 3 over 9 or whatever the case is. So tip and times means you're going to keep the first one the same, change it to a times, and tip the fraction that follows. So the 9 will go to the numerator, the 3 will go to the denominator, and then we can proceed as normal. Okay, so 2 times 9 is 18, over 7 times 1 is 21. And again, both of these can be made smaller by dividing by 3. 3 will go in there 6 times, and 3 will go in here 7 times. Okay, now I'm just going to have a look at the chat just to see how people are feeling. Oh, Rolivua, you were saying that's the one you use. Okay, tip and times. Okay, so there are lots of thumbs ups here, which is really, really awesome to see. Okay, so now whether you want to use leave me, change me, turn me over, keep, flip, change, or tip and times, it's all the same thing. So you decide what floats your boat, okay? And we're going to give these a try, all right? And then we're going to see how you guys have done. So let's see if you understand what we were talking about. I'm just going to move this. I don't want you to feel, what's the word, overwhelmed, all right? So I'm just going to put those, well, just the first 3 up for now. Maybe what I should do is hide the others, and then it's not so... what's the word? Overwhelming. Hang on 1 second. Okay, I can see there are a couple of hands ups. Okay, Mandisa, what's wrong? You're welcome to unmute, Mandisa.
Ma'am, please answer the question, ma'am.
Oh, you want to answer the question?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. All right, Mandisa, go for it then. How would you do number 1?
Ma'am, I'd say the first one, you keep it like that, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
And then you change the divide to times, ma'am.
Lovely. And then?
And then, ma'am, you flip the 4 and you make it the numerator and the 3 the denominator, ma'am.
Very nice, Mandisa. Well done. And then what do you do after that?
Ma'am, and then it's equals to 4 over 21.
It's equals to 4 over 21. Mandisa, that was beautiful. Well done, Mandisa. Okay, that was lovely.
Before you go away, is Mandisa actually your name?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right. Well done, Mandisa. That was lovely. Let's see who else has got a hand. Okay, is there a hand up for anybody else? Anybody else want to try number 2? You can put your hands up. Motibang, go for it, Motibang. Do number 2 for us, Motibang.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, the first one is where you have to keep it like that. The second one is you change divide into times.
Absolutely. So what am I going to write? You tell me what to write, Matubang.
3/10 times 8/5.
Beautiful. Well done. That's wonderful. And now what should we do?
3 times 8 will be 24. And 10 times 5 will be 50.
Beautiful. Matsabang. I love it. I love it. I love it. What do you need to do here that Mandisa didn't need to do?
Simplify.
Indeed. Okay. So what are you going to use to simplify?
What am I going to use to simplify? Is it like dividing by 2?
It is dividing. Okay. So you're going to divide by 2. All right. If you divide 24 by 2, what are you going to end up with?
12/25.
Lovely. That is perfect. Can you simplify any more?
I don't think so, ma'am.
Oh, Motabang, that's lovely. Well done. There we go. Good job. Very nice. Excellent. Okay, let's see. Good. Well done. Okay, Takalani, you next. Go for it, Takalani. How would you do question 3?
Ma'am, I would say 6/11 divided by 2/6. I'll say 6/11 times 6/2.
Lovely. Good. Keep going.
Which equals to 36/22.
It does indeed. And would you leave your answer just like that?
No, ma'am.
Okay, what would you do?
Ma'am, I'd have to simplify it, ma'am.
Lovely. Okay, and what are you going to simplify? What are you going to divide the top and the bottom by?
Ma'am, I would divide it by 2.
Lovely. And what would you get at the top then?
Ma'am, it would be 6/11.
6/11. Oh, but hang on a second. What are you dividing the top by? You're dividing the top by 6?
No, ma'am, by 2.
By 2, but then is 36 divided by 2, 6? You've got to divide the top. Okay, so you've got to divide the top and the bottom by the same thing. Okay, so if you divide the bottom by 2, you've got to divide the top by 2. So if you say 36 divided by 2, well, what would that leave you with in the numerator?
Ma'am, it would leave me with 18.
You are too clever. That is lovely. Well done, Takalani. And at the bottom?
Ma'am, 11.
11 at the bottom. Perfect. Okay. That was really good. Well done, Takalani. Nice job. Okay, so now let's have a look at what's hiding underneath here. And since you guys seem to be feeling a little bit brave, let's see who else has got a hand up. Okay. Rolivua, go for it. What would you do here?
5/3 times 7/3.
Lovely. Keep going.
Which equals 35/9.
Good. Lovely. Perfect. Look how quickly you did that. All right. That was lovely. Let me see. I hope I spelled your name correctly. Hang on a second. I don't know how to spell your name correctly.
VH. After the V, it's H.
Oh, it's H.
UWA.
There we go. Okay, excellent. Well done. Let's see who's after Rolivua. Okay, Olwa, go for it, Olwa.
Oh, okay. So it's 6/5.
6/5.
Times 9/4.
Good, well done. And what would that give you?
6 times 9 is 54/20.
Lovely. That is lovely, Olwa. Are you allowed to leave your answer like that, though?
No.
No. Okay, so what are you going to do?
Simplify it by 2.
Okay, so when you divide the top number by 2, what are you going to end up with?
27 over
Lovely.
10.
Good. Is it now fully simplified?
Yes.
It is. It is. Lovely, Olwa. Well done. That's really nice.
Miss, could
Good
I please
job.
ask you, that if the number is like big and it doesn't go into another answer, do you always have to simplify it by 2, or do you have to leave it?
No, it just depends what you can simplify it by. So sometimes if both of the numbers are divisible by 2, then it would be by 2. But if you have a look at a situation like this, let's say you did a sum and you ended up with 18 over 12. And you divided the top by 2 and the bottom by 2, there would still be a factor left over because you would end up with 9 over 6. And both of these are still divisible by 3. That's why you've got to use the highest common factor. Okay, the highest common factor. So the highest common factor of 18 and 12 would be 6. So if you divide this one by 6, you'll get 3. If you divide this one by 6, you'll get 2. Now it's fully simplified.
Improper. Now it's improper fraction.
It's improper. It's improper, but it's fully simplified because there's no more common factors. Okay, so as long as you can't divide the top and the bottom by anything else, it's fully simplified. Okay, good job. Well done. Okay, Intikelo, you're lovely. Well done. Intikelo, you next. Let's just see what you're going to be doing, Intikelo. Okay, there we go, Intikelo. Do number 6 for us, please.
Three over 2 stays the same. Then you change the sign into a multiply.
Then what do I do? I don't know if Intikelo has disappeared.
Yeah, but she's still unmuted, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right. Tatelo, do you want to take over, Tatelo?
Ma'am, I didn't calculate number 6 because I thought Takelo was doing it, but I did number 7.
Okay. All right. So then when I call on you, you do the next one, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
That's fine. Okay, so Manda, well done. Manda says, do you put the 15 at the top? Absolutely you do, Manda. You put the 15 at the top, and that means you got to put the 4 at the bottom. Okay, Manda? And now you can multiply top with top, bottom with bottom, and then check, do we need to simplify? Okay, so Manda, since you're doing so well, why don't you tell me what's 3 times 15? You can put it in the chat. What's 3 times 15, Manda? What goes at the top? Indeed. Oh, good. Well done, Tanwir. 45 goes at the top. That's good, Manda. Well done. And what's going to go at the bottom, guys? That's it. Well done, Patson. Well done, Tanwir. Well done, Manda. Lovely. Okay. Very, very, very nice. Okay, that was definitely a combined effort. That was Manda and Tanwir. And who else contributed to that question? And Patson. Lovely. Well done, guys. Very, very nice. Okay, now the last one. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this to Inati, since Inati has not answered anything yet. Okay, Inati, what would you do in number 7?
It would be 3 over 10 times 8/1.
3/10 times 8/1. Good, Inati. That's lovely. And now finish it off. What would you happen? What would you do?
24/10.
24/10. Okay, can you leave your answer like that, Inati?
No,
No. So what are you going to do?
simplify it.
Absolutely. And how are you going to do that?
Dividing by 2.
Okay, so what would you get at the top?
12/5.
12/5. That's it. Well done. And I think Patson said that. Yes, Patson. Okay, and Tequila, no worry. That's fine. Yes, Patson, 12/5 is correct as well. Okay, good job. So that was Inati and Patson. Well done. You guys are really doing very, very well. You see, you can do it. You can do it. If you understand how to multiply, then you know how to divide. Okay, let's move on then and let's talk about something else. I'm really, really proud of all of you. That is a wonderful effort. We're not going to spend too much time talking about these ones, because what I was hoping we could do is get to the ones that are a little bit more difficult. Okay, if possible. Okay, let's have a look at these ones here. Okay, Bonolo. What's going to happen in number 1, Bonolo?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, ma'am. So,
That's
ma'am,
good.
I think at number 1, we're gonna write 10/12 multiply by 1/1.
Lovely. That's very good, Bonolo. And what would you end up with as an answer?
10/12.
10/12. Are you allowed to leave it like that?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not allowed to leave it like that because they can both be divided by the same number. What can they both be divided by?
Ma'am, I think they can be divided by I think they can be divided by
2.
2. Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. So what would you end up with at the top?
At the top, we're gonna get 5.
Good. And at the bottom, we're going to get?
And at the bottom, we're gonna get 6.
Beautiful, Bonolo. Well done. That was lovely. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, Tetelo, your hand is up next. Number 2, please, Tetelo.
Ma'am, I did was 7 divided by 2/3. Then I said equals to 7 divided by 1 times 3/2 equals 21/2.
Wow, Tetelo, that is amazing. Wow, I'm so impressed. Sure, that's excellent. Well done. Very good. Rolivua, go for it. Number 3, please.
Number 3 is 1/4 times 1/7 equals 1/28.
Oh, you didn't fall into the trap. Hey, that's really, really, really good. Well done. I'm super, super impressed, Rolivua. That's lovely. Okay, nice job. Well done. Okay, wow, you guys are so amazing. Patson, go for it. Do number 4 for us, Patson.
Ma'am, for number 4, I said 6/10 times 1/1, which would then equal to 6/10.
It would, but what would you have to do to your 6/10?
Nothing, ma'am.
How, Patson, you have to do
ma'am, divided by 2.
Absolutely, well done. And if you divided the top and the bottom by 2, what would you get, Patson?
3/5.
Ah, beautiful. Well done, Patson. I love it. Amazing. Motibang, go for it. Number 5 is all yours, Motibang.
I said I leave the 4/8, and then instead of divide, I chose times, And then
Good.
the 8 changed to 8/1.
Okay, is it 8/1 or 1/8? When you change the divide to a times, must I put the 8 at the top and the 1 at the bottom, or the other way around?
I think other way around.
Okay, so as it stands now, you've got 4/8 divided by 8/1. So if you keep the first one the same, leave me, change me, flip
Oh,
me
it's turned
over.
around. Oh, it's at the
turned
bottom. The
around.
8 is at the
Absolute.
bottom.
The 8 is at the
Same.
bottom. Lovely. Okay, so what would we end up with now as our answer, Matibang?
Ma'am, 4 times 1 is 4.
Lovely.
And 8 times 8 is 64.
Beautiful. Well done, Matibang. That's lovely. Can I leave my answer just like this? Or can I
I don't think-
simplify?
I think you have to simplify.
You do have to simplify, absolutely. So what can you divide both the top and the bottom by?
I think by 4.
I agree with you. Okay, so here we would say 4 goes into itself once.
Once.
Absolutely. And how many times does 4 go into 64?
16.
Beautiful. Oh, Matibang, it was amazing. Well done. That was really good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Nice work. Excellent. Okay, now let's see. Oh, Nelisa. Nelisa, we haven't heard from you. Nelisa, you do the next one for us, please. Number 6. Thank you, Nelisa.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm fine, thank you. Okay, what would you do with this question, Lisa?
So at number 6, you say 2/6 times 1/4.
Wow, wonderful, Nelisa. And now what would you end up with?
I would end up with 2/24.
Absolutely. And then what would you do with your 2/24?
I would simplify it.
Okay, and what would you end up with?
1/12.
Beautiful. Nelisa, that's fantastic. I'm so glad you decided to put your hand up. Thank you. Good job. Okay, Fundiswa, you're next. Go for it, Fundiswa. Number 7, please.
Okay, morning, miss.
Morning. How are you, Fundiswa?
Yes, I think I would say 2/4 multiplied by 1/6.
Excellent, Fundiswa. Perfect. And what would you end up with as an answer?
2/36.
2/36.
Yes.
What? Okay, but so are you saying that 4 times 6 is 36?
Oh, sorry, ma'am.
That's okay. Just think again. 4 times 6 is?
24.
It is indeed. Okay, and that means we would have to simplify our answer. What would we end up with?
1/12.
Lovely. Okay, Fundiswa, that was beautiful. Well done. All right, you guys are doing so well at these. I think we'll have to do some that are a little bit more difficult. But I want to give Mandisa a chance to do number 8. Don't put your hands down. Okay, but Mandisa, go for it. Do number 8 for us, please, Mandisa.
Yes.
Ma'am, you're going to say 1/1.
1/1, good.
Times 3/5.
Careful. Times?
3/5, ma'am.
But then did you remember to flip me over? 1/1
Oh, yes,
times?
5/3.
That's it, Mandisa. Beautiful. Well done. So your final answer is going to be?
5/3.
5/3. That's good. Okay, so 1 times 5 is 5 and 1 times 3 is 3. Mandisa, that was great.
Thank you,
Well
ma'am.
done. I loved it. Very, very good. You guys are doing so well. Don't put your hands down. It's cool. What we're going to do is we're going to move on to some that are a little bit more difficult because you guys are doing these so very, very well. Okay, so don't go away. All right, Intikelo, your hand is up next. So I want to know, Intikelo, what you would do in question number 1 now that's on the board. What would you do there?
I'll say 1/5.
No, for number 1, Intikelo. So don't look at number 9 anymore.
Oh.
Don't look at that one. Look at this one over here, number 1. What would you do here?
I'll say 6 times 12.
Okay, why? Okay, so 6 times 12. All right, and then?
It's equals to 72 plus 8. It's equals to 80.
Okay, that's right. So you'd end up with 80 over?
12.
Lovely. And now what are you going to do?
I'll multiply
by
12/1.
Lovely. Okay, and now you can do something here to make your life easier. What can you do here?
80 times 80/1.
Okay, but where did you get 80/1 from? What are you doing?
You're gonna say 12 goes into itself once.
That's it. And over here?
Yeah, and also 12 goes into itself once.
That's it, into kilo. All right, and then you're going to multiply top with top, bottom with bottom, and that's where you ended up with your 80/1, which is just 80. Very good. Well done. Okay, you guys are doing so well. All right, Patson, number 2. Go for it, Patson.
Ma'am, I didn't do this yet, ma'am. I was looking at number 1 first, trying to understand it.
Okay, that's fine. Do you want me to help you?
Yes, please, ma'am.
Okay, so the first thing that you have to do is you have to make 1 and 6/8 improper. How are you going to make 1 and 6/8 into an improper fraction?
Ma'am, you say 1 times 8 plus 6.
Perfect. Okay, you see, you know how to do all of this. So 1 times 8 plus 6 leaves us with how much?
It'll leave us with 14/8.
Good. All right. Excellent. Now, what are we going to do when it comes to the divide? We're going to
multiply.
Good. And what's going to go at the top?
8, ma'am.
Good. And what's going to go at the bottom?
2.
Perfect. Okay. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And now what would we can you tell me the quickest and easiest way to get to the answer? What would you do? Instead of saying 14 times 8/8 times 2, what can you do here to make your own life so much easier?
Ma'am, as you would say 8 divided by 8, and then you would say 2 divided by 14.
Absolutely. And how many times does 2 go into 14?
7 times, ma'am.
Absolutely. So you'd end up with 7 times 1/1 times 1, which would leave you with 7 is your answer. Absolutely. That's the beauty of being able to simplify down. Okay. That was really, really good. I am so impressed. This is amazing. Well done, guys. You see, everything that you do is built on stuff that you already know how to do. All right, so we've just got to take what we know and work from there. I'm so impressed. You guys are wonderful. Okay, who have I not given a chance to yet? Oh, Nandeepa. Nandeepa, you've got your hand up. Why don't you do number 3 for us, please, Nandeepa?
So you say 2 times 9, which is 18, plus 1, which is 19.
Lovely.
Over 2.
Excellent.
Times 2 over 1.
Wow. Sure. Doesn't matter what I throw at you guys. Hey, you're just eating them up and chewing them up and spitting them out. I'm so impressed. Okay, finish it off, please, Nandeepa. That's lovely.
Okay, 19 times 2 is 38. Over 2 times 1 is 2.
Lovely. So your final answer would be what, Nandeepa?
38. 19 and
that's it, exactly 19. Okay, so because 38 ends in an 8, it means that it is divisible by 2. All right, very, very good. Well done. So another thing that Nandeepa could have done there if she wanted to, is she could have also said 2 goes into itself once and it goes into itself once there. And 19 times 1 is 19 over 1 times 1 is 1. Very good. Okay, Ranghuato, go for it. Do number 4 for us, Ranghuato.
Ma'am, it's 96 over 10.
96 over 10, indeed it is.
Multiplied by 10 over 4.
Excellent. Okay, now make your life easy. When I say make your life easy, what am I trying to say?
10 goes into 10 once.
Lovely, very nice. And now what are you left with?
4 goes into 96 24 times.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so you said 96 times 1 is 96. 1 times 4 is 4. And now you've got to work out how many times does 4 go into 96. What did you say it goes in?
24 times.
24 times. Okay, excellent. That's really, really great. Well done. I am so impressed. I can't believe how well you guys are doing. Well, I mean, of course I can believe it, but I'm just
right.
So
I'm
impressed.
also blown away here.
These grade 7s are incredible. You guys are absolutely, and in the holidays of all times. Hey, Kat?
They're on fire.
Obviously, absolutely. Clearly being on holiday is good for all our brains. Okay, I can see Snokutle's got her hand up. Snokutle, why don't you do number 5? Welcome to the club. Go for it, Snokutle. What should we write here? Hello.
What you can do here is 10 times 4 is equals to 40 plus 5 is equals to 45 times over 10.
Lovely.
Times 10 over 6.
Excellent. Snokutle, that is beautiful. All right, and what can we do now?
I think 45 or 10 times 10.
Okay, so you can't multiply from the bottom to the top. Okay, when you're multiplying fractions, you've got to multiply numerator and numerator, denominator and denominator, but you can cancel. Okay, so in other words, what you can do is you can say 10 goes into itself once and it goes into itself once over there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so now you have to say 45 times 1 is?
It's 45.
Lovely. And then at the bottom, you're going to say 1 times 6 is?
6.
Lovely. Now, Snokuhle, am I allowed to leave my fraction as 45 over 6?
I think no.
I agree with you. What can I divide both 45 and 6 by?
5.
not by 5. I can't divide 6 by 5 and get a whole number as an answer. So I've got to divide 45 and 6 by the same thing, and it's got to be a factor of 45 and a factor of 6.
3.
There we go. Perfect. Well done. So now when you divide 45 by 3, you're going to end up with
15.
Beautiful. And when you divide 6 by 3, you're going to end up with
2.
Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Well done, Snokuhle. I'm so pleased. That was great. Okay, Ntiyiso. Number 6 belongs to you. Ntiyiso, go for it.
So, hi, ma'am.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm fine. I'm having such a good time. Are you enjoying yourself?
Yes.
Good. I'm so glad to hear. How would you do number 6?
So I said 48 over 6 times 5 over 6.
Okay, but hang on a second. So where you got, just explain to me where you got the 48 from. How did you get 48?
So I said 7 times 6 equals 42 plus 6.
Yes. Plus 6.
Oh.
Plus?
I said plus 6 equals 48.
Okay, but when you change something from a mixed number to an improper fraction, all right, you've got to add the numerator and then you keep the denominator. So it would be 7 times 6 is 42, but then you have to say 42 plus 5.
Ma'am, I forgot.
That's okay. That's okay. That's why we're here. There's nothing wrong with making a mistake. All right, so if you get 42 plus 5, are we still going to get 48?
No.
We're going to get
47.
Beautiful. Okay, now keep going. I love what you were doing. Keep going. Times, and then what am I going to do to my 5 over 6 now that I've changed divide to a times?
Times 6 over 5.
Oh, beautiful. Well done, Ntiyiso. Okay, now do something that makes your life easier. Okay, what's going to make your life easier at this point?
So, as for me, I do it like 37 times 6, and then I calculate 6 times 7, which gives me 42.
Where are you getting 42 from?
I said
6 times 7 in the same sum. I think she was doing the long multiplication thing.
Oh, okay. So, sorry. Oh, so she's trying to say 47 times 6. Okay, so she's saying 6 times 7. Okay, so that would be 42. Okay.
And then 6 times 4 equals 24 plus 4, 28.
Okay, lovely. So you agree we would end up with 282 at the top over
5.
Over 6 times 5?
6 times 5 equals 30.
Absolutely, it would. But are we allowed to leave our answer like that?
No.
No. Okay, so what do we have to do here?
You have to simplify it.
We do have to simplify it. Do you know what will be so much easier for you in this case over here? Is if you do this, if you say to yourself, 6 goes into itself once, and it goes in here once as well. And then you go 47 times 1 is 47 over 1 times 5 is 5. Okay, so the fraction that you gave us is nothing wrong with it. It was perfectly correct. But you would have had to divide it. If you divided it by 2, you would have had to divide it by 2 again. And it would have just made it a lot longer. If you cancel first, you're just going to get to the answer much quicker. Okay, and Tiso, that was fabulous. Well done. I am so, so, so impressed. All right, guys, this is the last stretch, okay? Now, what I want to show you with these questions is this. You can still keep your hands up because I'm going to ask you for answers as well. But this is the way to do these sorts of questions that are super, super difficult, okay? What's different here is that we are no longer dividing a mixed number by a fraction. We're now dividing a mixed number by a mixed number, okay? The best way to do this is like this. In your first step, make them both improper. In your second step, do your leave me, change me, turn me over, okay? So first step is to make them both improper. So 5 times 9 plus 2 leaves us with 47 over 5. Leave the divide for now. We're going to make the next mixed number improper as well. 3 times 1 plus 1 is 4 over 3. Now we're going to do leave me, change me, turn me over. Okay, and now we're back to where we were before, where we need to multiply numerator with numerator and denominator with denominator. Okay, unfortunately in this question, there isn't anything that we can simplify with, so we have to say 47 times 3. Anybody got a quick way of working out what 47 times 3 is? Anybody can tell me how I can get to my answer quickly? Let's see. Mandisa. Go for it, Mandisa.
Ma'am, you're going to say
Yes.
5 times 9 plus 2.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. And then times.
So I've got my 47 over 5, and now I'm timesing it by 3 over 4.
Yes, ma'am.
So how am I going to work out what 47 times 3 is?
7 times 3
Mm-hmm.
equals 188 over 15.
188. So 47, you're saying 47 times 3. I'm not sure I agree with you that it's going to give us 188.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say 3 times 7 is 21. And then 3 times 4 is 12 plus 2 is going to leave us with 141.
Yes.
Okay. These are very, very difficult, these ones. But you guys have done so well. Over 5 times 4 is 20. That's it. Okay. So what we did is we first made them improper. Okay. Then we did our KFC, or turpentines. And then we worked out what our answer was. Okay. All right. Now, I have been flying through these. We've actually got a quiz to do, don't we? So let's stop there. And then you guys, yes, it's KCF. Yes. Yes, 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 KCF.
Yes.
Ma'am, don't you simplify it, ma'am?
Which one? The 141 over 20?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what do you think goes into 141 that will also go into 20?
Ma'am, I think 7, ma'am.
Okay, but 7 doesn't go into 20, Mandisa. Well, it does, but not a whole number of times. We've got to use, when we are dividing to make things smaller, we've got to use numbers that are factors of the numerator and the denominator. Okay, so there's no number that's a factor of 20 that's also a factor of 141. Okay, and we would leave our answer Just like that. Okay, everybody, it flew so fast. I hope you guys enjoyed your lesson. I loved spending this time with you. I know that Kat did as well. So please, please, please go and do the quiz now, and we will see you guys on Monday.
Monday.
Awesome.
Yes.
Have a wonderful week.